Hey there, music world. What's going on? John here from What's Spinning. Hope everybody's doing well. Here today to chat about this new record from Miss Jessie Ware. It's called Superbloom. Now, if you're not aware, Miss Jessie Ware is a singer-songwriter based out of the UK. She's been at it for quite some time. Many years ago, she started turning heads with her Devotion debut record, and I definitely appreciated it from a distance. I got the hype. It was dramatic and smoky and very much so pulling from a different time of pop music. It was very, bluesy. It pulled from both Quiet Storm and Sophistopop as well. But for me, it didn't really always stick constantly. It had great moments, but it wasn't very consistent. Her follow-up, Tough Love, had a lot of the same issues with. There were moments of brilliance here, like Say You Love Me or Kind of Sometimes Maybe, but it still was sort of lacking in any real direction to really set Jessie apart, and that goes doubly so for her next album, Glass House. That's where I almost checked out on Jessie's music altogether. But around that time, she gave herself a makeover. With What's Your Pleasure that dropped in 2020, Jessie became the savior of modern disco I didn't think we needed. And the album was bigger, bolder, and to be honest, a lot hornier as well. But it was a whole lot more fun and consistent and really showed Jessie's strengths. A lot of the same things came to fruition on her That Feels Good record. For me, that's easily her most consistent record. Now, leading up to this thing, she's been dropping a slew of very breezy, very warm and lush singles, some that took me a little bit longer than I expected to really, warm up to, but let's chat about it. We open up with the Golden Prelude. It's short, it's sweet, it's barely 30 seconds, but it works beautifully, and it does a great job of bringing you into this album's world. It's colorful, it's lush, it sounds like flowers blooming in real time. Then we have I Could Get Used to This, which when it dropped as a single, it definitely took a little time for me to warm up to it. Because it definitely is different, but once it clicks, it really does become apparent that Jessie is like evolving her sound and pushing it forward. It's much more atmospheric and layered, but just as fun. We also have Superbloom, this album's title track, which is gorgeous, honestly. It's warm, Jessie's vocals absolutely soar, and the production here, it is a big step in a much more dense direction. This album is a lot more immersive, kaleidoscopic at points, and it's only made bigger and bolder by this choir backing her up. It elevates everything. Also, really love Automatic. It's bright, it's summerly, and Jessie just feels so effortlessly cool and groovy and entirely in her element. And Sauna, it's good enough to be a single. It's funky, it's sweaty, it's bold. The bass riff on this thing could have been enough to carry it on its own. And Jessie sounds so commanding and confident on this track. A lot of this record really does answer a fundamental question that I had listening to her last few records, and that is, where do you go with this sound? How far do you take it? And the answer is right here. It definitely does have room to be pushed still. However, I have to be honest, there are some genuinely strange choices, sprinkled throughout this record. Like the Chariots of Love interlude, this just sounds so unnecessary, especially compared to the prelude to this record that we got early on, which just did such a great job of building this atmosphere. Mr. Valentine, things just get a little bit more scattered with this. The disco vibes are great, the funk is apparent, but the songwriting isn't here. And Love You For, there's a great track buried very deeply in this track. There's vintage pop flair and hints of a strong ballad, which I really do appreciate. But it never fully comes together, and 16 Summers may be the worst track here. This one hurts because it feels like it should work. Everything on paper sounds great, but it just feels like Jessie is just stuck between styles here. Nothing really sticking. This just ends up feeling like a step backwards. And you know what? I do probably, at the end of the day, enjoy What's Your Pleasure and That Feels Good a little bit more than this record, but I mean, as far as modern dance pop and disco, for God's sake, goes, there's a lot to be enjoyed here. Like Ride, for example. This is it right here. This is track of the album and the best single leading up to this. It's funky, it's insanely catchy, and just can't be enough. With Don't You Know Who I Am, Jessie just takes the charisma up a notch. She just sounds like such a star here. This track is elegant and regal. It's the kind of confidence that leads to her best work. And No Consequences is just one of the most energetic cuts here. Big bass, big attitude, and Jessie just dominates in her performance. And Amour is the finale that I hope that we would get leading up to this thing. The disco vibes are full on, the production is absolutely shimmering. Throw in some soulful backing vocals, it's timeless. Jessie Ware's sound right now still has so much depth to it. You know, I was worried about how far she could push it, how far it could go, and clearly from this album it still has a ways to go. There's still a lot of, you know, depth that it could still obtain over time, I feel like. I just worry about the consistency at this point because I do really think this is a good record, but it's just a little less consistent than her last two. That being said, there's still plenty of meat on this bone. I'm feeling a very light 7 on this album, but let me know what you all think down below. If you like the video, be sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe. If you're feeling froggy, turn those notifications on and let me know down below what you would like for me to chat about in the future. And until next time, have a great day, friends.